Well, I couldn't be just happier because I think that what Priscilla was talking about was the perfect opening to what we are going to see today. So I was thinking when I was doing it's like, okay, what do I really want? And I guess I'm opening a whole branch, something like that, because I want these spaces to be more often. And that's what I would like to have. I want to feel you. I want to have you closer. And I think that is the entire purpose, the reason why I decided to do this in the first place, and it was to be surrounded by people that I really wanted to be part of my life. So thank you for being here, and welcome to the DeLorean networking series. So today, the icebreaker was already done, and I called this space the art of connection. So our goal, and by the end of this experience, more than networking, I would like to go a little bit behind, and is you'll discover that meaningful networking isn't about the right. It's about saying the right thing. It is about becoming the kind of person people remember, and that's exactly what Priscilla was saying. And I think we are going to find some things here that will complement perfectly what we started just in the previous activity. Your outcome. I would like you to first lead conversations with intention instead of overthinking or feeling anxious. And I think that kind of happened a little bit just with Carolina today. So thank you for sharing that with us. Never keep anything for yourselves. I think every time you share something, you kind of give freedom to somebody else to say something. So if you feel it, just say it. If you want to interrupt me at some point, say it. Just raise your hand. This space is for all of us. It's not for me just to talk for a long period of time. The second one is to show up with greater presence, which is another word that Priscilla also mentioned, and it's so, so, so important, and build authentic connections. So here I want to present to you the art of connection framework that we are going to see today throughout this space. First, we are going to talk about intention. Second, awareness. Third, identity. Fourth, preparation. Fifth, connection. And finally, integration. So then, we are going to start with intention. And I don't know who would like to read this question for me.
How do I want people to feel after interacting with me?
Okay.
And in fact, you want to leave.
Okay. So before we go to a quick activity, because the way this is going to work is that we are going to see every stage, and you will have some space just to practice those things and integrate it little by little until the final integration. So I think there is something that happens pretty often, and I think it is absolutely magnified when we speak in English, and is that we think that everything is about us. It is our fault. Everybody just, it happened to be paying attention to our mistakes. Everybody's judging us. Everybody is just is just focused on us, and it makes sense because we don't feel confident, because we feel that we are not kind of showing the best of our abilities. But that is the reason why we cannot really progress, and it's because we are so self-centered, like we are focused on us. So here, the intention is, how do I want people to feel after interacting with me? So we are going to switch the focus from us, and we are going to focus on people. What do I need to do in order to make this person feel right? Or what do I need to do so I can do my presentation and people actually get what I'm saying? Do I need to use more visuals? Maybe because my communication is still in progress. Maybe I need to use music. Maybe I need to use an activity so people integrate it more and I speak less. I don't know. I think it opens up the opportunity for creativity, and that communication is not only about words. I think our presence is important. Our body language is important. Not saying anything and just listening is also important. So I think we start to use all the abilities we have in communication, and we start to be resourceful. And that is one of the things that I would like us to do. And yes, so then remember, always try to switch focus. And here, I would like just to ask a couple of people. How do you want people to feel after somebody is interacting with you? So who would like to say something?
I never had. No. I never asked it. First time asking this question.
So I'm going to answer that question. So I give you some ideas, and you can still think. When I was talking to ChatGPT creating this, I usually just make like a 5-minute recording telling everything I want, and then it helps me organize the ideas, you know? So I said, okay, what do I want out of this event? How do I want people to feel? So I think I want people to feel loved. I want people to feel supported. I want people to feel connected with themselves. And I want people to create connections with other human beings. And I think that's the exact intention I had. And from then, I started everything because I had clear the outcome. I knew what I wanted, and after that, everything is trust. Hoping that you come here, hoping that everything goes right, hoping that everything just goes in the way that it needs to go. So that is my example. So who would like to just say yours?
Maybe in a work environment, I would like the people who interact with me feel like they can rely on me. Uh, that, for example, they find that I'm sorry that they can trust on on my topics or on my opinion, my advice. Why not?
Okay, maybe I know. Not very helpful. Thank you. Is there an eraser? Yeah, I think. Oh, or just the box. I think it's going to be. Thank you. I'm gonna take this. Thanks. Yes. So I can try. Okay. So reliability. Okay. Amazing. Do we have anything else?
Depends on the the atmosphere that you say. Maybe when you stay in your work, in my case, maybe authority. I feel depends on with my team. Um, I think all feel with interactive with different people is feel comfortable talking about different topic because when you in some situation talking with different people you feel the first thing that you think is their person just me just just me maybe when I try to explain my idea maybe that word uh, is comfortable, no comfortable.
Okay. But do you think that I think it's I'm missing at you? Yeah. I was like, God, I don't remember. Yeah, I think that's good. But do you think that answer comes out of the fear of being judged?
Depends on
Okay.
because in some uh, times that is more important when you is a leader or boss because you can do the something happen with your team. I think
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's the purpose too of this space. Do we have any other answer? No, you. No, you.
For me, in this moment is a moment of truth. It's important to build a good reputation about yourself. Sometimes, in every time, because the reputation is a good or bad. In my case, I need to, to create a good reputation in all the contexts. It's important for me.
Okay. I want to just throw this question. You don't have to answer. And do you think reputation is the goal or is the result?
The result. The result, because it's a consequence for your outcomes. Your for me it's a consequence. The results, yeah, or
The actions.
the actions, what is the other feel with me in the context, for example, the working context. If my result is good and uh, my achievement, my commitments, the others feel confident with me, my performance, or yeah, it's it's a it's a way to build a trust with others.
Okay. Okay. Do we have any other answer? Anybody else want to compliment?
No, I agree with Ariel and Nata. I think so that always it depends of the situation and the person that you talk. Yes, maybe, for example, in my work, I have to be a leader. Yes, and with my team, I want that my team, when I talk with them, they feel more relaxed, and also that I am a person that I can help us. Yes, but in some moments, like Abel, I think that I need that they feel the authority. Yes, in some cases. But when I talk with my friend or my family in a different situation, I want this person, my family or whatever, my friends, feel more comfortable that I a person that I listen. Yes, maybe yes. I think that is different the form and the situation. I think.
Okay. Chris?
I disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a personal opinion. I feel, in my case, I want people to, yeah, when they interact with me, to feel empowered, to be heard, to feel safe. Um, and I don't think it depends on the context because I want my daughter to feel empowered, to be heard, and to feel safe. Just as I want my colleague to feel empowered to ask me a question if they don't understand, just as I want my boss the same to feel relaxed. So I don't particularly think it depends on the context, in my opinion. It just depends how you want that person to feel when they interact with you, regardless. That's my opinion.
Carolina?
In my case, I'm agree with discipline
Okay.
because for if you for a long time you was a leader, you understand or understood. You are a person need to empower to other for all things. If you are a mother, if you are a boss, because this is the way the people feel you confident and tell all the time the truth or the right things. Everything, if everything happens, bad or good, the people tell you all the truth. And if you have a truth, probably you have a answer, a solution, a question, probably, or the answer in the same time. My role of my life probably it was a model because you know I am an adolescent model. I have my baby when I was 16 years. Yeah. I don't know what is the challenge in your life. It's not your life, just it's a life for the other. It's so difficult. For a reason, I disagree with that.
Yeah. And you can
Everything
still
depends
have
on you.
And you can still have authority in the same context.
Yeah.
In different.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. 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 I also disagree. I also disagree, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay to disagree, and I think it opens up the opportunity to see first how people think, and then just to maybe give the opportunity to other ways to think and feel, to be heard, and maybe we can start switching a little bit. In terms of leading, and in terms of those scenarios in which we think that we need to keep up with some authority, reputation, and all that, I think it causes a lot of pressure. And when we feel pressure, we are not us. Like, we are a version of ourselves that sometimes is not the best. And that is what people are getting out of us. They are seeing the stressed person. They are seeing the person that doesn't listen, or the person that's in a rush all the time, or anxious, or pushing, or everything. And they don't get to see that other self. And I think our teams also deserve to be the person who smiles, the person who's supportive, the person who is a human being, and not just that role. And I think if we find that balance, we are going to start feeling a little bit more joy in the things that we do every day. And also we are going to start combining both things in a more authentic, and I would say organic way. So that is my perspective. I planned this activity a little bit different, but I love throwing plants, through the window. And the good thing about having a small group is that everybody, not Ingrid, you need to speak. You're not going to be left behind. So all we have the opportunity to just to share, and thank you for all your perspectives. The second part is about awareness. So I think we kind of had a little bit of both in this conversation, and is what is preventing me from creating that experience. Identify what takes you out of the present moment. So here, I don't know if the question is clear and if it makes sense to what we were talking about before. Yes? Or you have some questions? Okay, so in that case, sorry?
What means preventing?
Preventing comes from prevention. So prevent is the verb. Something that keeps you from. Good. Okay. So, is there any other question? Okay. So in that case, I would like you, this time we are going to talk a little bit more with pairs. So please just, I think it would be a good exercise to be with someone you disagreed with. So you can see both perspectives. So who had, okay, Alejandra, Abel, Laura. You can just match with Priscilla and Carolina. And I don't remember what were your positions, but then you can mix up in that way. So you were going to have 3 minutes each. I think that's enough time just to have a good conversation. So please move, and try to speak with somebody you haven't spoken yet.
Without one person that is disagree.
If you can, if you can find a person who you disagreed with, and if you don't have the chance, it's okay. So now it is the other person's turn. Please, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah. 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 But it's
Okay, but how do you?
I think I want to
Yeah, of course, Yeah, of course, yeah,
because
absolutely.
I try to be the same person in the other
Yeah, absolutely. We need to talk to that about
both the mother, girlfriend, as a daughter.
Yeah, sure.
And what is that like? I don't know, maybe it's like that.
Yeah.
No, in the first questions, my honest opinion, I am
Okay.
saying
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Like to act. Yeah, so like to do that.
And I think
that I have
I believe
as my
I
conversation. Yes,
Please.
I am working on it. Yes, I am working on it. What is the plot?
let's say I want to get my advice and make it clear with what stops you
Because
thinking.
I want to
Yeah, absolutely.
but it's
In the original situation.
yeah. And when I am in I feel always I am listening.
Yeah.
I love it. And I try to change because in the Spanish department I am speaking. I am trying. I am working on the my
Isn't it listening to respond? What is your
¿Se puede ahorita cuando ya vuelva a hablar? Para que sea más natural.
yes, everything is very okay. I think very precious. Very precious. So
Espera. Ay, tú haces un favor. Estos marcadores que no sirven. Ahorita también de pronto con el tablero. Como no sé si ya habías tomado los mensajes. Okay.
on the correct place.
Let's start closing up. Ooh.
for me?
Clap. Everybody, it's time to come back. Okay, clap once. If you listen, clap once. If you don't, still clap. Okay, I wanted to be more subtle, but it's impossible. Okay, so what did we get? Do you have any conclusion that you would like to share with us?
We talk about that maybe, for example, in my case, always we feel a pressure, a big pressure, and this kind of pressure maybe change the form that you always talk with the other person, yes? And it's stressful. It's stressful because she told me that I don't enjoy the way the process. I don't enjoy the process because always I feel a lot of pressure and stressful all days.
Okay. Do you think that changes your perspective in any way with what you mentioned at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that I want to enjoy. It's difficult. It's difficult, but it's true. It's necessary that we are humans, and all the time it's difficult to give always 100%. And yesterday we talked with Abel about the same the same topic. Yes, it's difficult, but we have to enjoy the process because it's a biggest pressure and it's stressful.
And it sounds so cliche. Like, oh, enjoy the process. And
Easy to say, but you have to work it in this kind because it's not easy.
yeah, and I think it is not even our fault. I think we were taught that life is difficult. I think like, oh, everything is hard. Oh my God, yes. I think I started changing. I still feel it. I think that is part of our culture, and it's hard a little bit just to switch completely. But it is process or a journey of every single day reminding ourselves that we have the right to be happy and we have the right to be fine. We don't have to be stressed all the time. Like that's so annoying. Like our body starts to feel it. Like that are so like our people, our partner, our like everybody just start to feels us in that way. So I remember the first time I actually started seeing something different. I wouldn't say changing my perspective, but I would say seeing life in a different way. And it's when I lived in the States. I think people. Remember. I was an au pair. I was telling Ingrid, and I babysat children. You know, like that's kind of redundant, but yeah. And yeah, like I went to that family that had a lot of privileges, things that I didn't have in that way, and I saw like, okay, I need to just change a window. Oh, I'm gonna call somebody to change it. Uh, and I was like, why don't they change them themselves? I mean, why just to throw money? Just doing something that somebody like you could do yourself. And I was always, complaining or yeah, like just why do they do that? And over time, as I stayed there for 2 years, I started to say, oh my God, how comfortable it is to live a life in which you actually have help and you don't have to do everything yourself. And I noticed that people enjoyed their lives a little bit more. Like, I think that at least that was my perspective. Like, many people feel that people in the States, for example, work so much, but I think we work more. Those are the kind of things that makes us just create like a character. Like, as I don't feel confident, then I'm going to try to make people think that I'm not in that way. And that is the complete opposite. Like everybody knows this is because what's not natural, it's obvious. But it is obvious. So I think we just need to try, to show up in the way we are. And I think people value real people. I think we all value real people. So be you because you are all amazing in the way you are. And you speak good English, and I think most of you have noticed that you can do a lot of things. And it is not about being perfect. It is about really caring about others. And that's the most important. So, okay. Then we go to the third part that is identity. So, who want to help me reading this question?
Who do I need to be to create that experience consistently?
Yes, 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 yes. So, how do you understand this question? Connecting with what we already had. Whatever comes to mind.
I guess I guess the only way, I mean, you have the power to create that identity. Maybe you, Laura and Priscilla, who is my coach, you can give us all the tools, all the advice, sorry. However, the power is on my hand, on my brain, on my awareness, on my um, yeah. I guess I'm the power of do whatever I want.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
I take the decision.
Okay.
Because if I say, oh, I can do it, I try. But if I don't take the decision, I don't have a result. It's my personal everything. I will try to work a lot, a lot, a lot, and try and try and try. But it's my own decision, and I will take the honest decision for create this experience.
Okay. Anything else?
To be a clearly goal that you can how do you explain? Yeah, to be uh, uh, one a target that you can do in a time to do that. I think that.
Okay. So I want to make a quick recap so we can go through this third section, phase. And is first we choose an intention, which is a target, and is the decision, because we already made a decision. We have a goal. Then we have the awareness, because we can have many goals, you know. But what happens? What is limiting our path in order to be there? We all have those limitations. We undergo those limitations, we get to that goal, and then we have another goal, and we just find new limitations, and that's okay. That's the process of learning, and that's just how life is. So then here we have those things that prevent us from creating experience, a conversation experience, just kind of grounding the idea. And then we have the identity. Who do I need to be? Because we make the decision, but who do I need to be? Because we have the actions. We know the actions. But why knowing all the actions, we cannot get to what we want? So that is because there is something in ourselves that's still not ready for what we want. So then we need to foster, cultivate that human being that we are in order to grow that consciousness, awareness, so we can just take things in a different way. And those limitations stop being a limitation. Because at some point we want limitations to stop being limitation, at least to find a different limitation. Because if not, we just get stuck. And that is a very frustrating sensation to have. So then, for this purpose, we're going to do a quick visualization. So I don't know if somebody could help me just close the door so we don't get don't get people complaining here. So how is this gonna work? I'm gonna guide you. So no worries, no worries. I'm gonna play some music, but here. So hold on. So let's do that. This one. I think it is connected to this phone. Yes. So then, I want to invite you, please, to close your eyes, be relaxed. Don't open your eyes until I tell you to do so. So please trust. Give in yourself to the experience. Take a deep breath. And imagine that you just arrived to that meeting, to that place, and you're going to find some people. Maybe you know those people, maybe you don't. Maybe it is the first time that you see all those faces in the room. Normally, this is where overthinking, feeling nervous begin. But today is different. You are the person you just described. The calm version of you, the curious version of you, the present version of you, the confident version of you. See yourself walking into the room. Notice your posture, your breathing. Notice where your attention goes. You're not wondering. You're not wondering, what do people think about me? You have already changed that focus. And you say in your mind, how can I make someone feel seen, understood, heard today? Imagine yourself walking up to someone and you smile, listen, and you are fully present. And notice how different that conversation feels. Take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Okay, very nice. Very nice. And now we're going to have some time, like a couple of minutes, to match with somebody you haven't spoken yet. So find someone.
Something that, sorry, that Carolina mentioned was that she wanted to be empathetic with people. And I asked, were you empathetic with yourself? And she said, no, I am. So in order to be something, you have to also, to want something, you have to become something, right? So if I want to be empathetic, I have to be empathetic with myself. And that's who she created. That's who she has to become, empathetic.
Okay,
That was nice.
thank you, Chris. Anybody else wanting to share that identity, that what you're going to show?
Just in this case, with Lina, I talking about it's important to change the habits in this moment. For example, when I start the course, and I don't English in my week, in my day, when I change my habits and I listen to music in English, I listen with my son, I speak with my son in English, and it's a different mindset in this moment. And it's practice. It's the same with the idea for the Laura when to try drive. I don't drive because it's traffic in Bogota is terrible, and I try and I intend and I have a license, but I don't drive because it's difficult for me. But in this case, in English is my goal, in my main goal, and it's important for me, and it's all.
Okay. And what if what we have, the insights we've had in this hour that I think we've been talking about, what do you think is the biggest takeaway so far to improve those conversations that you need to have in different scenarios?
Stay present with the other people. Um, uh, listen, listen, because when you try to participate or collaborate with the other person, that the conversation, you lose your concentrate at other people. And I think one is stay present in the conversation.
Okay. Okay. That is a big conclusion, as all the others. Do we have any a last intervention before we continue?
No, I love this process because it's not only to learn English, it's how you change your mindset to this new process and to save and to feel safe and to feel natural and in my case I open my mind. It's not only English, stressful English, but it's okay. It's natural process, and I can't I can to see a results in during 2 months. And this week I have an important meeting, and it not depends on the translator. In and I celebrate myself. Okay, it's a process, and it's a process. I mentioned Laura in this week about that my experience. I have a bad experience in the public, but it's okay. It's normal. I could do it. The communicate the message. But the other readings, I feel comfortable, and it's important to validate this effort. Was worth it.
Okay. A big applause for valuing, for valuing every single thing that we do. Because I think we need to be a little bit more loving, to ourselves. Well, thank you. Thank you for your thoughts, for your perspectives. Now we are moving forward. And, well, the fourth part is preparation for presence. Because, yeah. And I think presence is as cliche as enjoying the journey. It's like, oh, be present. Oh, enjoy the journey. Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody says it. I don't think many people really go in life in that way. Some people try. And I think the answer for so far is that we try every day, and we do it. We are a little bit more present every single day. And sometimes life gets super challenging, and we are not present, and we are falling and feeling super bad about something. And I think that is okay. Sometimes we're gonna feel bad, and I've had, like, in the last year, different moments in which I felt, but I have worked so much in my personal development. Why am I feeling in this way again? If I'm doing all this just to stop feeling in this way, and now I have another situation in my life that makes me feel anxious, or makes me feel nervous, or makes me feel that I'm not enough, or it makes me feel in that way. And I said, okay, like I needed to go through something very deep to see something else. So I think life just brings those situations in order to show you something you didn't know about yourself. And I heard something I don't know where, I just listen to lots of things all the time. And it's that the world, our life is kind of like a training field. So it's like a training field. We come here to kind of transcend. Some people never transcend. Like you just see them that they're worse and worse and worse and worse, and that's okay, that's their life path. But I think there are other human beings that are trying to be better every single day. And some people go faster, some other people go slower. And I think not everybody comes to be illuminated in this life, but I think we do our best to try to be our best selves, and I think that's enough. And I was telling Abel that I was also going through another situation, and that taught me how to let go of things. And for me, it's been hard. And I remember I had like a numerology session that I never had in my life, like in January. And that person told me, you came to this life to learn how to be detached. Because attachment, we are attached to things, attached to people, attached to your job, attached to your projects. And in my case, DeLorean, because you're here. And I think I have so much attachment to my project, to my business, to the community I've been creating. And I think life wanted to teach me something like that. Like, you are not that. You are not your community, you are not your business, you are not DeLorean, you are not any of that. You're Laura. And Laura is also a friend, or Laura is also other things in life, It's not just that, So it's like, okay, I kind of needed to break something in order to see something else. So if you're just going through in a different or difficult patch in your life, that's because you are going to see something you didn't know about yourself, that if you embrace it, and do some therapy or whatever you do in order to go through your life, you are going to see it. And once you see it, you're going to feel more calm. Because I think we have so much resistance to the changes all the time. Even when we are just teaching people, oh yeah, change is normal. Yeah, the only thing that's consistent is inconsistency. Yeah, but that's so easy to say, but experiencing that, it's a little bit hard, more for other people than others. I think there are some people that are just calm since they are born, and there are other people that are not that calm. And I guess that's what we need to come and learn. So then, what happens? We know the intention. We know our limitations. We know the person we need to be. But what happens when we want to be that person, but sometimes we can't? That maybe we want to be present, but we have our thoughts, rushing and rushing and speaking to us like so many things at the same time. I don't know if sometimes your head hurts. Sometimes my head hurts because of the amount of thoughts that I have in my mind. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, it has happened to me. I've had my story with overthinking. I think I am better now. I have tools to control it, and that is something I wanted to show you today. There are two things that are pretty simple. And one is a breathing technique that I got the explanation. I have a mentor, and she taught me that. So it is the 4-7-8 technique. So it's like you breathe, you inhale in 4, then you are in apnea for 7 seconds, and then you release in 8. I've been doing that these days when I'm eating, when I'm walking, when I'm doing whatever, because, I have been feeling a lot. And when we feel a lot, we feel everything. When we are sensitive or vulnerable for whatever thing, we feel more. The good things, the bad things, like everything just feels like, oh my God, but I feel like, God, why am I so like that? Yeah, it's okay. So then all the tools come here. I'm going to use them all depending on how I feel. I've learned many tools in my life. Like I've done so many different things. And I feel identified with some, and then I just leave others behind. And I just kind of invite some others just to help my process. So before we begin with that, I want to know, what do you use to keep yourself calm, to keep yourself present? Do you have something in your pocket?
Maybe when I have some thoughts, intrusive thoughts, when I was in therapy, my therapist mentioned that, for example, you can imagine a train, you are in a wagon, and for example, you have a balloon, so, or let's say 2 balloons. So one balloon is, I don't know, I'm insecure of X things, and the other balloon is, I'm afraid of fail. So you are in the wagon, and when you are ready, you can just the balloon and let the balloon go. So then, when you are ready, you try to think about your balloon, that you are afraid of everything, and when you are ready, you can just
Let it go.
let it go the balloon, and you can see the balloon to the air and then disappear. So in that way, you are afraid or whatever you have you have on your plate is just disappear.
Does it work for you?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Anything else?
In my case, I practice meditation. And other tip, my husband say me, look at the other person as the same for you. It's not the one, it's not high, it's the okay, it's another position, but it's not the same human as you. And I practice when I speak in the public, and it's the same person, it's the same human. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
In my case, I feel I never try to impress anyone, impress you,
Okay.
because that solution, that resolve all the depression in you, because probably all the time you need to impress others. When to try to learn English is for that. Probably all the time is for that, because you are in an environment the other talk more better than you. I don't know if you know, but I worked for 15, 16 years in the United States Embassy. Yes. And you work with a native speaker. And I have a lot of pressure with that. And I lived in New Zealand for 1 year. But myself never understood why I never learning English in a current way. But now I learn English just for me, not for anyone. You know that. It's for because I try to propose myself to service other with my knowledge, no more. This is the reason. But I have a lot of pressure in the past for that. 50 years. That is a pressure.
Yeah, and I think you said something beautiful, and is that now I want to serve others with my knowledge. So that is what we talked at the beginning. It is the focus shift. When I think about me, my thing, my words, my work, my experience, my authority, my blah, 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 me. So every time something happens, it's about me. And that's why it is so hard, because we just take everything so personal all the time. And I think it happens, and is that if somebody didn't understand something you said, you think it is about you. But you never think that person is distracted, that person has a problem, that person is, I don't know, in another thing. Like we always think it's about us. And why? Like it is also the other person's responsibility to be present. It is also the other person's responsibility to try to understand you. And if they don't, trying to be a little bit more supportive, like, hey, could you repeat that for me, please? Because you are in a team. And I think people are just thinking so much about themselves that they're like, the time, the da. It's like, no, like we are working together, Like, we're working together. We have the same team. We have the same goal because you work in a company, you lead a team, you have a particular goal. It's not everybody just going into the different places, and I think that happens. And if we create unity inside our families and our friends and our teams, people are going to be more compassionate too, because I think if we are seeing that is because we are kind of doing the same thing, like kind of everybody's doing the same thing. So if we change the focus, then I think we can release that pressure, because it is not about me. Because imagine if I said, okay, what if they think that what I'm saying is not relevant? And then I start my entire conversation thinking, I need to say the right thing, because if I don't say the right thing, they are going to think that I don't know. But I am in charge of everybody. But if I don't, like, I start to create like a thread of thoughts that create like an apocalypse in my mind that hasn't happened yet. So it's like, God. So for that, I wanted to show you this because I've had like my mind. I'm so many intrusive thoughts lately, and I said, oh, but I had a point in which I said, oh, my overthinking is finally gone, and it was like a process of like 7 years, like 7, 8 something, because my overthinking caused me insomnia for many years. I still have some trouble with sleep, but it's nothing like a few years ago. So I'm super happy about it, because not sleeping is the worst thing. You don't desire that, even don't wish that, not even to your worst enemy ever. So then it came back, but now I said, like, stop. We are not our thoughts, because sometimes who thinks that you are what you think you are? I don't know if that question makes sense, or if it sounds weird.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it would sound even weird in Spanish, so if I need to rephrase it, I could. Do you need me to rephrase it?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you think you are, like you have thoughts in your mind telling you, you're late, you're not, you couldn't do it, you could do it better, you're whatever you're saying, or, oh, you're awesome, I love you, I don't know, whatever you tell yourself in your mind. You think you are what you think? That you are your thoughts? Okay, because if you don't, that's awesome, because sometimes we feel that we are what we think, and we are not, we are above that.
Yeah.
Because we can stop thoughts if we want.
Yeah.
We can even stop feelings. And if we use the right tools sometimes. So I think meditation is great. I've done meditation for so many years. I just think it helps, just to balance yourself out. But what happens when something happens that gets you out? Like you're in a meeting and you cannot, okay, wait for me. I'm going to make a quick meditation. But because what you told me just got me out of place and I don't know what to tell you. So I'm going to take a break. Or you maybe want the click, the click control. It's like, stop. Stop. I'm going to think. I'm going to sleep while you're like this, until I come back and I regulate myself. So I think we need to have some tools to regulate ourselves, and people don't know that we are regulating. And I think this helps for that. So we're going to do it. We're going to try to do this for 2 minutes, I think. It's hard. I find it hard. What happened? A little bit hard, but we are going to try. As the listening exercise and everything, we are going to try to do it. If you cannot do it, don't worry. Just start over. It's okay. You don't have to do it perfect. So you inhale. Let's make a practice. Oh, okay. Because I think we did it too quickly. So. Eight, and then we start with 4 again, and then 7 in apnea, and then 8, releasing the air. So then we're gonna do it, 2 minutes. Don't wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, that's not what I want. No. Yeah.
Sometimes in a meeting, it's a hard meeting, and I say, okay, I am very stressful. So I start to with the pen or with my leg. It's different than my body. Try to go out the stress. Yes. But I think that the other people watch me or start to move. Yes. And some friends say me, no more, Laura, stop. So I think that it's a exercise that can help me in this kind of moment, because the other person don't watch that I breathe. Yes. Because always I say when I have a lot of stress or maybe anxiety, so this is the form that my body is trying to express these kind of feelings. So I think that it's a good exercise that I can try to use in my mind.
Okay, very nice. So then we are going to do it a little bit more practical. So we are going to go in a conversation. You can talk about whatever you want, anything. But you're going to do that at the same time. You're going to try to be focused. Observe. If you are not focused, it's okay. If you are more focused, that's also okay. Just try to be there, but do simultaneously that exercise to see what happens. So yeah, like we can just do it for like 4 minutes. So both have the opportunity to I'm not going to tell you change turns. No, like you're going to do it naturally. So then just be with somebody else. Just pair up yourself with someone.
Sergio coming.
Oh, Sergio.
Welcome.
Hello. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, just join and I don't know, move. Speak with somebody you haven't spoken yet. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate the time.
Okay.
Guys, I have to go, but it was lovely to see you. It was lovely to meet you all. Stay face to face. I have to go be a mom now. Lovely to meet you.
Okay, so then
Bye.
remember, at 4 minutes. Oh, yeah, you can be with Carolina. Yeah. But sorry, I think it is easier if you move because there's no chair here. So here, like with Carolina. And starting now, I think. But I was in the best part of my conversation. I was like, oh, that's the feeling everybody has. But how to control it? It's impossible. So then let it go. The balloon, you know? And that's it. Come back, come back, come back. Conclusions. It was so peaceful that I had no conclusions.
It's difficult to try to breathe and also to try to talk or to try to listen. The same, all the things at the same time. But I think that is practice. You have to try, practice, and then it's more natural.
Mm.
It's the same when you are driving. Because
I love Laura's analogies.
how do you say timon?
Like the wheel.
The wheel, the change, and the claw. The claw. Then all it's automatic. Coordinate many things around there. You need thinking.
Okay.
But one thing, a good thing is to spoke loudly because you have opportunity to create your sentence or idea in your mind and try to breathe. I think that.
Okay.
And I never until in Spanish, just in English. You see, if you break, probably you get more words in English, not to try to translate.
Mhm.
Because I feel in the past I try to translate everything when I talk, and it's so difficult. But now you try to get a word in English, to try to explain everything.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the feeling changed a lot.
Okay. Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I cannot be that different way. Yeah, it has no filter. I never did that before. I thought like, it just came to mind. Let's do it. What's the worst thing that could happen? I don't know. So nothing. At the end, nothing happens. I was trying. I couldn't. I couldn't do it, but I can do it when I listen. So I noticed, okay, what is the best of my ability right now? I can listen to Sergio talking about his visit and whatever was happening in his first meeting in English, and but I couldn't speak right now. But I think that made me be present because something that happens with breathing, and especially when you go in apnea, is that if you're in apnea, you cannot think. It's kind of impossible. It's not. It's impossible. So then you are there because you're whatever is your pulmonary capacity. Because some people can't do it for 8 seconds. You feel like you can't. So that takes time. But I think the only thing that you can be is present when you are in apnea, as you are in a process. Of course, it takes practice that you do it by yourself, because who got distracted even listening just by trying to count? Or no?
No.
So it helped you be more present when you were listening. Okay, so you were listening to Laura at some point, and you were doing the exercise. Could you understand more, less, or what happened?
More.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad. So then, this scenario I'm talking about, it's not necessary to talk about that because it didn't happen to you. So that's okay. And good, I wanted to show you something else. That's quick. And it's about using your hand. And you can use the middle finger. And if you make a fist, Then you have you have your finger here, the position, and you can press with your thumb. You can press that point, and that helps you be more calm. You don't have to do it like like pinch until you like yeah. If you pinch, you don't get calmer. Yeah. But it helps you. It helps you with that too. So things that nobody will notice, but could help you be there. And use them if you feel identified. You don't have to use everything I say or everything you hear somewhere. Just use that if you feel identified with it. If you don't, there will be the balloon or something else that will help you. The most important is to have tools to really be there. Because I think the people in our lives deserve that we listen for real and not that we listen, for example, trying to solve their problems. Like while people are talking, we are, oh, I know what they need to do. And we are not even listening because we are listening to our thoughts.
Yeah.
So that happens, that's normal, that's human, but that's also an ability that could be developed. And that's why I just wanted to bring those things with you. The last part is the integration, but I think we already kind of did it. The integration. Oh yeah, we already did this part. The integration, we did that. I improvised a lot, so sometimes I wonder why I make slides. I will go with the flow. The integration is kind of a little bit of how you can take something you learned here and use it in your real life. So just to make a conclusion, that question. How can you use this in your daily basis?
Taking my time for thinking before talking is my big goal for my big challenge. Sorry. Understand. I need to understand that I am not in a process, and the process is not quickly. I will take to the time for drive through the process and take my time for making mistakes and improve these mistakes.
Okay, Laura, thank you.
I don't need to solve everything. I just can listen and that's it.
Okay.
This is a step by step in my life, and it's English is a process, and I need to participate more in English all day for practicing my life and keep calm always.
Well, for example, I think it never ends. It never ends. For example, like Abel, like he asked me, like, sorry, I didn't understand you. Like I think there's always a feeling like, oh, okay, I'm going to rephrase. It is not about me. It is about Abel. It is about Abel because he didn't understand what I say. It doesn't mean that I was not clear. It just means that he didn't understand. Because of his English, because he was thinking about something else, because whatever, I don't know what happens in Abel's mind. I have no idea. But it is my responsibility that Abel understands what I'm saying, because he's asking me for it. So when you get a question, don't get it wrong. I think a question, it means that people care about what you're saying. I think people care about what you're saying. If they wouldn't care, they wouldn't say anything. They're like, whatever, like what Laura says. Who cares about that? But if they ask, it's because it's like, okay, I'm trying to listen. There is something, whatever, distraction, Laura's accent, whatever it is, but there was a bridge that was broken. Now we need to reconnect the bridge. And I think that if we just don't over-focus on the questions, like, oh my God, every time I get a question, people are interested in what I'm saying. That's awesome. They are interested. It would be so horrible. I don't know that you are just talking and nobody says anything. I'm like, okay, can you please talk? Can you please say something? Because I feel that my message is kind of just going somewhere else because people are not listening. So maybe that helps when you get a question and you can just release that pressure that they don't understand because of something. No, maybe they want to know more about it.
Now, for example, in my case, I use the sentence that Abel mentioned in the past. I, in Spanish, I say always, I say always, no entendí. But how I can talk and speak very well in Spanish, I feel very comfortable to expressing I don't understand, please repeat. But when you are in an environment that everybody speaks English, but your level is a little below or it's a little low, if you do a comparison, I didn't feel good to use the same sentence because in Spanish I do this sentence. I use in every day this sentence because for me it's very important to have clarify in information. But when I speak English or when I'm in a table like this in English, I didn't feel comfortable. I prefer what Aleja says. Maybe I try to do a question. But in this moment, or when I start with the DeLorean group, I understood that the environment is safe. Nothing is gonna happen with you if you don't understand. But it's a bad habit that I had. But in this moment, I implemented the same sentence that Abel in English, like I use in Spanish.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have so many things to say about that. We are just starting to close. Yeah, I had so many thoughts at the same time. Like, I could answer this question in so many different ways. But I'm gonna pick whatever. You know, I think that when we are speaking in a different language, I remember when I had like a breaking point and I started to feel better. And I think it was like 9 months later after I arrived in the States. And I was thinking always about me. And that's why I was like so hard on myself when I was speaking. And then there was a point in which I said like, oh, that happened. I started to understand more. And I remember I hang out with some people. And when I started hanging out with these people, I didn't understand everything, like maybe 40%, something like that. And then when I understood 70, 80, I was actually getting who that person was. And sorry for what I'm going to say, and how stupid it was. And it's like, oh my God, I was with this person all the time because I didn't understand anything he was saying. And now that I can understand, I cannot be with this person anymore. Because now it's like, God, you have been telling me this for months and I didn't understand it. And now that you tell me this, it's like, God, oh my God, no, bye. God, now that I am going to go and understand more interesting people. But that person helped me because was patient with me. So I started to value that a lot. But that's what I thought. Like I told you, I was going to be honest. Like, yeah, that happened. The other thing is that I think there are different ways to express that you don't understand. Because when you say, I think that when we say we don't understand, that's never true. We understand something. Like, or there is a situation in which you understand nothing, for real. No, there's 30%, 50%, 60%.
One apart, yes.
Yeah, it's a section, you know? It is something. It is, I was saying blank. So that happens and we have like this big puzzle that has some empty spaces, but we have the puzzle. I think if we are here, we all have the puzzle. So I remember, I'm going to tell Jader just to bring this workshop again because it had 3 different strategies. One is the situation in which you understand like 80%, something like that. And it's like, okay, if I understood correctly, what you were trying to say is this. Is that correct? Oh, yeah, partially. This part is okay, this one isn't. In that case, you don't accept that you didn't understand. Because I think it is also about why, and if you see it, it's like, okay, why do I need to show the worst part of myself? Like, if I'm strategic enough, why am I going to say something that is not even true? But we do it because we don't give ourselves enough credit. We just think, oh, understanding 50%, that's nothing. I want to understand 50%, like 100% all the time. We want everything, but we don't value what we have. So I think we need to start valuing that part. So that is when we have enough information to actually paraphrase. Sometimes we don't. So then we have the other possibility is, hey, can you just paraphrase that for me? So, and the person is going to think. Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe I was not clear enough. So you kind of throw the ball. It's like, you were telling me it is your responsibility to be clear with me. So, oh, yes. Let other people do things for you. Like, it's not only about you. And if you understood nothing or you were really not listening, because it could happen. I mean, it doesn't have to be because you don't understand. It could be because you were not paying attention. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I was thinking about something else. Could you repeat that for me, please? Like, yeah, but I think we just shouldn't go directly to the I don't understand. And just for the sake of giving yourself credit that there is something, there's something. And I think that we could practice that in a workshop more like with the strategy, because there are expressions and there's a way to actually show that. And that's all. That's all. That's all I wanted to share with you today. Yeah, you're very welcome. So now Sergio just joined us for lunch.
I bought James in the group. When the Google Form arrives to the group, I wonder when I arrive to my house at the night, I'm gonna feel. I forget to fill the Google Form.